Attention Vikings fans! An unlikely name is starting to grab attention behind the scenes at training camp, and he didn't come from the draft. But while a 26-year-old rookie tries to break barriers and carve out his space, a veteran in the backfield may be on the verge of saying goodbye to the franchise. A potential release of a fast, promising, and cheap player is catching fans by surprise. Welcome! Show your support for the Vikings by reaching 100 likes on today's video. Tyler Badie is 26 years old, has been married for 4 years, and faced a serious ATV accident even before entering high school. In any other context, he would be an ordinary man trying to succeed in life. But in the NFL, he is a rookie and one of the oldest in the class. Still, it is this older rookie who is catching attention at the Vikings training camp. Coming from BYU, Badie arrives in Minnesota as an undrafted free agent, but with more guaranteed money than any other undrafted rookie signed by the franchise this year, $259,000. This isn't by chance. Head coach Kevin O'Connell and GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah know that despite his age, Badie has something that a good part of the roster lacks: a ready physique, field experience, and an unyielding motor. At 6'5" tall, weighing 270 pounds, and with a relative athletic score, RAS, of 8.76, Badie is the typical edge rusher with strength and volume. He may not have the explosiveness of 5-star prospects, but he delivers violence, technique, and resilience. In his 5 years at BYU, he recorded 16.5 sacks, 34 tackles for loss, and 2 interceptions, numbers that, combined with his quiet leadership, made him a reliable name in the Cougars' locker room. The question arises, why wasn't he drafted? The answer is simple: age. Badie spent 3 years on a religious mission for the LDS Church before playing college football. By the time he finished his career at BYU, he was already 26 years old, an age that most GMs see as past the limit for development. But that didn't stop the Vikings from betting big on his arrival, and the context helps. The outside linebacker position in Minnesota is more open than it seems. With at least 1, possibly 2 spots available on the final roster, Badie is competing with other UDFAs like Bo Richter and Andre Carter II, and the fact that he played 53 college games could be his differentiator. Coaches have already noticed he doesn't make mental errors, masters gap responsibilities, and can contribute from the first snap on special teams, a key bargaining chip to secure a place on the final roster. More importantly, Badie brings a playing style that contrasts with the rest of the roster. While the starters rely on speed and lateral movement, Badie wins in direct contact. He is the kind of player who turns 2nd and 6 into 3rd and longs, consistently collapsing the edge. On a team looking to rebuild its defensive identity under Brian Flores, players like this are gold. But time is running out. Badie doesn't have the luxury of a 21-year-old rookie. He needs to show immediate impact. With training camp approaching, every rep counts. He's expected to receive a lot of snaps in preseason games, especially in the second halves, where he can prove he can dominate against second and third string players. If he succeeds, his path to the 53-man roster will be paved. And then, who knows, one of the older players in the 2025 class could also become one of the most surprising. But on one side, we have an unlikely rise. On the other, the atmosphere is one of imminent farewell. A known name among Vikings fans is losing ground and could be cut at any moment. Ty Chandler came to the Vikings as a promising draft pick in 2022. With elite speed, he ran a 4.38 at the Combine, and good potential as a receiver. The expectation was that he could become a valuable piece in Kevin O'Connell's offensive scheme. But after 3 years of ups and downs, patience seems to be running thin. According to analysts from The Athletic, if nothing changes, Chandler is expected to be cut before the season begins. The situation became clear after the team re-signed Aaron Jones and brought in Jordan Mason from the 49ers. With these moves, Chandler went from a possible RB2 to a candidate for release. And the most alarming part, he is in the last year of his rookie contract, valued at only $3.95 million. A cost-effective deal that, in theory, should protect him. But not even that seems sufficient at this moment. Chandler started 4 games at the end of 2023 and seemed ready to take the leap in 2024. but last season was disastrous. After just 5 weeks, the Vikings sought out Cam Akers in a trade, demoting Chandler in the hierarchy. With Akers on the field, Chandler had 5 or fewer snaps in nearly every remaining game. A clear message from the coaching staff: lost trust. And the reasons are technical. Despite his speed, Chandler fails in 2 crucial aspects for running backs in the NFL: gap reading and quarterback protection. Analysts like Ben Gosling from the Star Tribune pointed out that he struggled to adapt to the outside zone running scheme and, worse, got lost in various pass protection plays. In a system that demands quick intelligence and reaction, this is fatal. Additionally, Chandler hasn't shown the explosiveness with the ball in his hands that was promised. His yards per carry average has dropped, and he contributed little in the passing game. The talent is there, but the execution fails constantly. And in the NFL, especially with such a competitive backfield, there is no time for prolonged lapses. Meanwhile, Jordan Mason is emerging as one of the best under-the-radar acquisitions of the year. Coming off a solid season in San Francisco, where he accumulated nearly 800 yards even as a backup, Mason brings what the Vikings have been searching for: physicality, vision, and consistency. Standing 6'0" and weighing 222 pounds, he excels in short yardage situations, an area where the Minnesota offense has struggled for the past 2 years. The sum of these factors pushes Chandler to the back of the line. Even if there is no direct competition for the RB3 spot, recent history shows that the front office does not hesitate to seek solutions outside the roster. If Chandler doesn't have a perfect training camp, he could become trade bait, or simply be cut without significant cost. For fans, it's a bittersweet situation. Chandler has elite physical attributes and is still young, but his window in Minnesota is closing. And as Alec Lewis pointed out, no one on this roster needs an inspiring training camp more than he does. The Vikings landscape is emblematic. While unknown names like Tyler Batty fight tooth and nail for a spot in the sun, others, like Ty Chandler, waste opportunities due to a lack of technical evolution. Minnesota's roster is changing its profile. Less patience with promises and more focus on immediate readiness. Those who don't deliver are out. Now the ball is in your court, fans. Does Tyler Batty deserve a chance on the Vikings' final roster? And has Ty Chandler already had too many opportunities? Comment below, like the video to support the channel, and subscribe to keep following all the moves of the Minnesota Vikings in this decisive preseason.